Welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner Classics slash Non-Classic. This is episode number 1119 and Doubleshot number 1013. Two Marvel trades. First up it is All New X-Factor Volume 3 Access. Yeah, it's been a while since I've covered issues covered the second trade for this series. Yeah, the thing is, I got the first two trades from a store called Ollie's. And for some reason, they never had Volume 3. For a long time, I had always wanted to get Volume 3 because I wanted basically a complete series this one. And they never did. So I ended up recently just buying it from Amazon. I got this for $12. Yep. $12 for essentially a trade that was originally $25. Yeah. $12 trade for $12. I say I made a bargain. Got this from Amazon. This collects the last 8 issues of the series, issues 13 and 20. Written by Peter David, artwork by Carmine Di Giandomenico, who was also known for being the artist for Flash. I think he still does it today. They occasionally have Howard Porter come in. Yep. Now, as for in the case of Carmine, he's the main artist of the book. Well, actually comes out with issue 20. First, you have Papa Man, who does issues 13. Pretty much he does most of the issues, with the exception of the last issue of the series, which Will Seeley comes on board for the last issue. Why? Because Will Seeley is also the artist for Department 29, which is also another book that Peter David writes. Now, pretty much this is like various stuff happening here, like Quicksilver doing the aftermath of the revelation that he actually lied in the Mighty Avengers and of course in the Inhumans Realm of Kings tie-in miniseries. Oh yeah, it was a Skrull who told this stuff, not me. Yeah, and then even, oh yeah, I lied. And of course his daughter forgave him. And Gorgon starts to fight with him for being a liar and a traitor. And of course Chris comes out, hey, calm down and go home. And Chris was actually upset that Luna came to see him, despite the fact she probably knew that he lied. And like, I'm staying with Daddy. Go home, Mommy. And of course, I love the fact that Luna becomes good friends with Georgia. She's by far the only person who joins the team who actually is not a character that was a previous character that Peter may have previously worked on, or at least she's an original character. I love the fact in these issues she actually just joined the roster of this team. Yep, and it's also been these issues that players finds out that, oh yeah, Quicksilver's here just to spy in the sister for Havoc. Yep, that's the reason why she's here. Well, of course, this is revealed to players by her. This is before the Access retcon, where it was revealed that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were in fact her brother and sister. Yeah, that was before they decided to retcon. Oh yeah, they're not related to her at all. Nope, because, well, there is a rumor swirling around. This has been a rumor now for about 5 or 6 years now, and the reason why this retcon happened, where basically they basically retconned the fact that Magneto was the father of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. That was basically established fact of the characters since the 1980s. The rumored and theory of the reason why this rumor happened is because of Marvel's blood feud with Fox at this point. Yes, they had a blood feud with Fox, and they decided to do this stupid retcon. They revealed, oh yeah, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are not the children of Magneto. Why? Now, here's the thing. Does this book bring up that little factoid? Nope. It actually does bring up at all. Oh, and by the way, the whole Axis tie-in here, it's just basically the characters going after nuclear football. Now you're probably thinking, what the heck is the nuclear football? Okay, it is basically... Now, I have never seen the damn thing in person. I've only seen it in TV show. I've seen it in episode 24. I've seen it here. Basically, what this thing is, it's a suitcase containing the country's nuclear codes. Yes, that's what the nuclear football is. It's a briefcase carried by a member of the president's staff that travels with him over the frickin' country. Basically, he can use these codes in the playbook, which has a copy of all the codes here, to launch any of the missiles that we have launched all over the frickin' country. Yes, so basically, the president can easily just type on a computer and fire one missile via a button. By the way, in case you're wondering, did Trump come off this? Nope. Did Obama? Nope. Reagan came up with this concept of basically the briefcase thing. That's why I've heard of the origin of the nuclear football. is where it came from. It came from Ronald Reagan. He's the one who started that. So blame him for that thing. So the football has gone missing. So this one guy is accused of stealing it. So prison him for some reason. So X Factor is called in to find it. They find it, no problem. And of course they have to deal with Red Skull's frickin' Sentinels. Yes, the Sentinels. Now, unlike previous Sentinels, which hunted mutants. Oh no. These Sentinels, believe it or not, don't specifically hunt mutants. These things hunt superheroes. Yes, the Red Skull had these things built. By the way, guess who built these damn things? Tony Stark. Yep, it was revealed in Access that Tony Stark built these damn things. Now, Tony Stark's like, wait, I didn't build these damn things. And Red Skull's like, oh yeah, you did. I used my mind powers to manipulate you, man. Yeah, the Red Skull, Rick Remender's Red Skull, basically what he did was absolutely disgusting. What he did is he dug up Professor Xavier's corpse, took out the brain, and merged it with his. By the way, Rick Remender's Red Skull is a freaking clone. Yes, he is a clone. By the way, what happened to Red Skull? Oh, let's see. What happened to... Oh, yes. Steve Rogers threw him out of a freaking building. In his own solo book. Yeah, Nick Spencer had him got killed off. Yeah, you gotta thank Gary Duggan basically bring the character back, resolving the plot that Rick Remender left hanging, and having Nick Spencer's Steve Rogers Captain America book have him get killed off. By the way, Red Skull makes no appearance in here, but his frickin' Sentinels do. Yep, they show up here too. Yep. They'll also in a Egyptian Goddess still in here, and of course an appearance in the final issue of Spider-Man 2099. Now you're probably thinking, wait, what the heck is Spider-Man 2099 doing in All New X Factor? Well, he is a creation of Peter David. There's nothing that says he can't appear in here. By the way, there is a mirror scene of this. I kid you not, in an issue of Spider-Man 20, I think it was in the final issue of the previous, now not the line that ended 25 issues, no, but the previous line. There was a scene that, and of course that scene takes place this issue takes place right after that. And of course they mentioned Mesmero. Of course, Miguel doesn't mention to Harrison Snow, who, by the way, Peter Day reveals, oh yeah, he's actually from the future. Yes, Harrison Snow is a time traveler. Oh, and how in the world does Harrison Snow know Miguel O'Hara? Why, they both used to work for Alchemax. Yep, they both used to work for Alchemax. That's how they knew each other. I'm like, okay, interesting. By the way, at the end of this series, Quicksilver quits the team. Yep, he quits. Where does he go? He runs over Kenny Avengers. And he stays there. Until the book ended I think it was 2 years ago the book ended. Yeah. And once the book ended, he appeared in Avengers No Surrender. Great mini-series, great maxi series, by the way. Yeah, it was basically the Avengers number and continued. The big Triple H number came after the crossover with Champions. He appeared there. He appeared in No Road Home. He had his own mini-series, which is also a follow-up to No Road Home. And that's all you can say what happened with frickin', Quicksilver. Oh, by the way, they also have a subplot here of the fact that Warlock really wanted to have sex with Danger. Danger ended up having sex with Doug Ramsey. Oh, and Warlock's response when he first heard that? Punched Doug Ramsey in the face. Yeah, and here's the thing. Danger was very horny in the issue, basically, when she, first she offers, Warlock, basically, you want to have sex with me? He's like, he runs away. And then he offers it to Polaris, and he's like, she doesn't say anything about it. And then she offers it to frickin' Scarlet Witch. Yeah, she shows up here, because why not? Because they're half-sisters. And I thought this was quite funny. Okay, Danger's tell Scarlet Witch, hey, Wanda, you want to have sex? She's like, I'll think about it. Yep, and that's all you can say about Danger when it comes to this. Yep, that's a funny bit, and I love Peter David's humor. It's so freaking hilarious. Yeah, a robot who wants to have sex with humans. Okay, that's just something. This was a fantastic series to read. Final Thounts in this series, Great series. Sad to see it go. I have heard the reason. Oh, I give this book roughly 9.5 out of 10. The reason why I heard the series went was because of low sales. That was the reason why I heard the series ended. Yeah, and plus, the reason why I suffered low sales, according to her peer David, from an interview he did with Comic Frontline, apparently the series didn't get a lot of readers. Despite the fact it was a damn good title. Yep, now you're probably thinking, okay, what happened to All New X Factor after this? The Axe group itself disappeared, wasn't mentioned ever again after the events of Secret Wars. What happened to its members? Well, Polaris went under Magneto's title for the Last Days tie-in. Then she showed up in X-Men Blue. Or she was a supporting character in that book, the book was written by Colin Bunn, so why not? And after that, I think she's appeared in the X books, I'm not really sure. Danger appeared in X-Men Blue after this, as a supporting character. And I hadn't much I've done after that. Gambit disappeared for a whole freaking year from comic books. By the way, when this book got canceled, you would not believe who, I kid you not, you won't believe who Marvel blamed for the cancellation of this book. Marvel blamed Gambit for the low sales. Yes, Marvel stupidly blamed him for the low sales of the comic book. Yeah, because Gambit was in it. That's why the book didn't sell. No, according to Peter David, the reason why the book didn't sell was because it was barely any readers. That's the reason the book ended. That's from Peter David. I don't know where Marvel gets his bullcrap from. In fact, they blamed Gambit for this. This is utter nonsense. Of course, when Gambit appeared in here, this was just after his ongoing series ended. Yeah, they ended the book at the 17 issues, so I guess Peter David was like, okay, I'll put my book. Okay, and what did he do after this? At this period for a whole year, he popped up in Deadpool vs. Gambit, and no, his appearance from Gary Duggan's Uncanny Avengers doesn't count because that was hallucination by Red Skull. After that, he appeared in X-Men Gold, which his appearance there was meant to set up the awesome run by Charles Schultz in Astonishing X-Men. After that, I think he moved back to Gold. And I think he's appearing in the main X-Men title by John Hickman. That's it. Okay, what about Luna? Luna, as far as I know, did show up in the final issue of All New Inhumans. Apparently, she went to the Bardock School after this. The school run by Captain Britain. Apparently, that's where she showed up after that. After that, that's pretty much it for her. Georgia disappeared from Marvel Comic Books, hasn't appeared since then. Same thing with Harrison Snow. He has disappeared. His company, believe it or not, several industries. Since this book ended, I believe that the company logo did show up one issue of Summer 29, but that's it. That's all they've done with several industries. Okay, what about the rest of the characters, like Warlock? Well, Warlock and Doug Ramsey showed up in the Mutants miniseries by Matthew Rosenberg. After they show up in the Kenny X book, also by Matthew Rosenberg. And I think they should show up in Fallen Angels. I think that's it. I think these two may appear in the Mutants. I'm not really sure. But as for the rest of the team itself, I'm not sure why that Marvel just... Now, I had this really good idea that... I'm not sure why Marvel never brought up this idea. Like, Marvel could continue this. I'm sure Peter David could continue this comic book as a backup feature for Spider-Man 29. After all, he wrote both books. It wouldn't hurt to do a 10-page feature. Oh, look, it's X Factor. Or at least have them appear in the damn book. Yeah. Or how about, I don't know, barely feature them in Marvel comic books. Yeah, that's the thing about this group. This group had so much potential. This series was just so damn good. Like, I think maybe, and this is my personal theory, why people weren't buy it. I think a lot of people didn't like the artwork. Yes, the artwork may have been turned out people. Me, I didn't have a really big problem with that at all. No, not really. I thought the book was great. And I think adding Gambit, in my opinion, was actually a smart move. Why? Because if you look at the cast of All New X Factor, with the exception of... Now, here's basically how it is. Now, people know who Quicksilver is. Yeah, people have pretty good idea who Quicksilver is. People might not have an idea who Danger, Warlock, or Doug Ramsey are. Yeah, those three are not that bigly known by casual comic fans. Gambit, who does know frickin' Gambit is? Polaris people kind of know who she is. Well, she appeared in an episode of the X-Men animated series, and I think she showed up in X-Men Evolution, and that's it. So, some of these characters, I mean, if you read Joss Whedon's Astonishing X-Men run, you would know who Danger is. Great character. It's odd to see her wear clothes, because a lot of time we see her, she's always like completely naked. But that's Danger for you. And that's all I can say about All New X Factor. An absolute fantastic title that got canceled. Yep. By the way, Harrison Snow's smoking hot wife shows up in here. Attacked by Sentinels. Harrison Snow doesn't freaking care. Yeah, he's more interested in sleeping with it. He's more interested in helping his assistant than helping his wife. Yeah. Alright, next up is a classic book. This is Essential Doctor Strange, Volume 2. This collects Doctor Strange issues number 169 to 178 and 180 to 183. You're probably thinking, wait, where's 179? Why isn't it in the book? 179 was a reprint of Amazing Spider-Man number 2, which basically was Doctor Strange team with Spider-Man to take on Xanadu. Yeah, a minor Doctor Strange villain. This also has Avengers 61, was a crossover with Avengers. Submariner 22, Marvel feature number 1, Incredible Hulk. That was basically a 4-part thing. That started with 183, continued with Submariner 22, and part 3 was Incredible Hulk and Marvel feature. That was basically threw in the backup feature in here, not the main story. If you want to read the main story, read Essential Submariners in Volume 1. And of course, Marvel Premiere issues 3 through 14. Almost all the issues are exclusively written by Roy Thomas. He writes all the issues of Doctor Strange, the Avengers issue, along with the Submariner issue, Incredible Hulk, Marvel feature, and he writes issue 4 for Marvel Premiere. The first issue of Marvel Premiere, Doctor Strange's appearance, is written by Stan Lee, though basically co-written with Barry Windsor Smith, who takes over as the artist with issue 4. Though issue 4 is written by Roy Thomas and Archie Goodwin. So issue 5 through 8 is done by the late Gardner Fox. Awesome writer. And for many issues of the run, 9 through 14, that's all done by Steve Englehart. Yep. Now, who does the artwork for these issues? Now, for issues 69 and 70 of Doctor Strange, it's done by Dan Atkins. 171, Tom Palmer. For the remaining issues, it's all Gene Colan. Yep, from 172 through 178, all Gene Colan. And even the rest of this run is all done by Gene Colan. Yep, the Avengers 61 is done by John Buscema. The Summoner issue is drawn by Mary Severn. Herb Tramp does issue 126. Don Heck, actually a really good artist. He does Marvel feature number 1. Let's see. Of course, Ivor Wesley does issue 5 of Marvel Premiere. Frank Benner does issue 6 of the series. 7 is by P. Craig Russell. Jim Starlin. Of course, Frank Benner does issues 6, 9 through 14. 8 is done by Jim Starlin. Yeah, the creator of Thanos. Now, mostly put for these issues, they had some really odd things happen in these issues. For one thing, these were now in issue 178, basically the issue where Gene Colan started. Yes, this had this happen. Yes. Doctor Strange, for the most part, did not wear a mask. He's never known for wearing a mask. But think, wait, has Doctor Strange ever worn a mask in his entire career? Do you really want to answer that question? Let's see if I can find it here. Here you go. Doctor Strange in a mask. Yep. That's his mask. A mask he wore very briefly. He only wore it just for these few issues of Doctor Strange. Excuse me. Yeah, he did it for pretty much the rest of this run. And then once the run ended, he did continue to wear it in the Submariner and Incredible Hulk issues. After that, he stopped wearing it. The mask did pop up one more time, Marvel feature number 1. which all that was simply a backdoor pilot to his run for Marvel Premiere, which was basically a 12-issue run, which that was set up for. That was continued as another Doctor Strange series, which lasted for 81 issues, which is the second longest run to date. The longest being one from the 90s, lasted 90 issues. Yep. And mostly put, these issues are pretty classic, but they are. We have Nightmare show up in here, Dormammu, Clea is in these issues. Though when Doctor Strange puts on his mask, Clea is dropped from the series. No idea why, but she is. In the Marvel Premiere issues, we have Death of the Ancient One. Yeah, basically Doctor Strange becoming the sorcery fully for basically a full-time job for him. Yes. And despite the fact he puts on a mask, he never changes costume. This is a classic Steve Ditko costume. Yeah, this thing for Doctor Strange though, they've up until recently, his costume has never changed. Mostly put, it's never changed. It's always stuck to the classic Steve Ditko costume. My guess is because a lot of artists have a lot of respect for Steve Ditko. Jingle himself has passed away, so I can't exactly ask him about how his artwork, how I felt about his artwork. His artwork was fantastic, and his artwork did fit Doctor Strange because he's a basically kind of a horror character, so it made perfect sense. You know another character his artwork did fit for? Batman, because he has sort of basically horror roots to him. So it made perfect sense for him to draw the character. Yeah, all these issues in here are pure other classic issues, and I highly recommend it. Now you're probably thinking, why in the world is the Submariner? Why is an issue of Submariner and Incredible Hulk in here? All Avengers. Avengers 61 just a crossover of the book, basically just do a Black Knight. That's all that's there for. Now what about the Incredible Hulk Submariner Marvel feature issue? Well, in the case of Submariner and Incredible Hulk, that's actually part 2 and 3 of a 3-part story. You see, for what I've heard, the book was canceled at 183 due to low sales. By the way, this numbering here, that's the number they used when the Doctor Strange hit 400 a few years ago. Yep, so it was an issue of the Submariner. Now, in the final issue of Doctor Strange, let's see if we can find it. Yeah, the next issue is called The Searchers. Yep, despite the fact they teased 184, it never was published. Yep, 184, as far as I know, whatever issue they planned for it was never published. So, basically, the whole point of the issues was simply put this. Basically, Roy Thomas probably didn't like the fact that the book got canceled. Of course, the final issue didn't use the Undying Ones. Yeah, which became one of the first recurring villains for the Defenders. Yeah, the Defenders had to clean up a mess left by Doctor Strange. Look at this. The end of one issue, 83. Next, The Searchers. Never published. Yep, the story itself was never published. But it was continued in The Submariner number 22, which Roy Thomas was writing at that point. Yeah, Roy Thomas basically, the 70s basically was known for writing a lot of books. Kind of like Stanley used to do. But this issue, now they reference something like, you probably look up this issue like, wait. Why in the world is a Submariner wearing a helmet? Well, they actually do explain what happened here. Apparently one of his enemies sealed his gills on his neck. That's why he has to wear this thing. Oh, don't worry that you fix it. Yeah. But mostly put, just Submariner dealing with something happening in the pages of Doctor Strange. It's great, though, they threw this in here because why not? Yep. And then after this, they have mostly put Doctor Strange continuing in pages of Incredible Hulk, which have deal with the Nightcrawler. No, not Kurt Wagner, a completely different character. This is Nightcrawler. Yep, a completely unrelated character. Yep. And that pretty much wrapped up the Doctor Strange story, which had him pretty much retire from being Doctor Strange. And then his return, simply put, had him take on Dormammu. Now, his returning Marv feature number 1, that input was simply takes place because you read Marv feature, like, wait, why is Doctor Strange active now? I thought you retired. Well, the book does explain it. It has a backup story explains that when he came back, apparently Wong only saw him wearing the mask. Apparently he's never seen wearing the mask. He's never without the mask before. You're thinking, wait, he's always seen without a mask. Yeah. And apparently the whole point of this was to just have the mask appear one last time, just to prove the fact the mask was completely unnecessary for Doctor Strange. Yeah, it was something Roy Thomas came up with, And my guess is that probably Roy Thomas probably regretted doing that because he wrote the more feature issue. So he probably like, yeah, let's have Baron Mordo basically set up with Doctor Strange for this one issue, and then basically give him his own ongoing series again. And my guess is that the sales for Marvel premiere issues probably were so popular that he got his ongoing series again. This trade is basically classic issues. Now I have no problems with black and white. I actually kind of like it for this. It's such a good read. I actually have this in North Carolina, South Carolina, excuse me, last month. It was basically when I was gone for. That's why I got the Justice League issues. I got this from the same story. I get this book roughly a 10 out of 10. Other classic stuff for Doctor Strange, and I just love reviewing Doctor Strange. Absolute great character. He's one of 3 I want to collect a lot of trades for, along with the Silver Surfer and the Punisher, because I like a lot of other characters in Marvel where there's not a lot. Because here's the thing: for these 3 characters, there's not a lot. There's not like as much as like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, or even Thor. Not high amount of trades for them, especially since these characters don't have many ongoing series. I mean, Doctor Strange has had. I mean, he's got an ongoing series right now, which I think is great. He has one, which I hope it continues. Hope it doesn't get canceled. But Doctor Strange is a classic character, and it makes sense it has an ongoing series now because Benedict Cumberbatch's performance basically was so popular in movies. That's probably the reason why his book is selling so well. Yeah. Otherwise, that's really it for this particular review. Yeah, this game went longer than I expected. Probably gonna talk a lot about all new X Factor. Yep, so that's it for this particular review. My next video will be the final review video on the Helpful Cynical Sun. Yep, see you in the next video. Bye.